Hey, this is Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Techno Leadership Show. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about something that most technologists, engineers tend to think and say when it comes to getting help from someone who could potentially help them get to their goals much faster, have more clarity towards the path that they need to take, etc. And I was in that situation a while ago. So for a long time, about 7 years, I thought I could figure it out. And eventually I kind of did. But the kind of did happen in ways that I couldn't have planned. And I did get help with coaches, with mentors, but it happened in different ways. I've mentioned this in previous episodes where along that path, I decided I was going to do business. So I started doing business part-time in the evenings, started building online business. So I needed staff to help me out. I managed to get remote staff from countries like the Philippines, India, and other countries doing gig work as well as contract work to help me get things done. Because I couldn't really give my attention, I was working full-time, and the full-time job that I was doing as a technical specialist in that stage was very taxing, took 50-60 hours a week, including commutes and all that. So it was a lot of intensive work that was going on in my day job. And so I needed staff to help me. I had to outsource a lot of the building processes of the business, which meant I quickly needed to learn how to manage people, how to interact with people from different cultures. Obviously, that's something that I've naturally had an opportunity to learn from my younger days, because I'm of Indian origin, but I was born and brought up in the Middle East and spent a significant portion of my life in the Middle East. Spent a few years in India, and then the next, about another 1/3 of my life now in Australia. So in terms of dealing with people from different culture, it's something that, because I've done that from a young age, I've been able to do it quite naturally, and that was helpful. But it was put in a situation where I was, leading people, managing a team that was completely remote. I've never met them. They were in a completely different country, but that meant I quickly had to upskill in my leadership, but also in terms of thinking, how do I put things in place to help my staff, my team grow and be able to create more value as well. So this whole thing of, I can do it myself, when that happened, when I was in that phase of my life, I had coaches that I went to for business growth, for marketing, for other areas of life, and some personal development coaching. All of that meant that I became a lot more self-aware, understood my strengths, weaknesses, understood how to present myself better, how to be able to, interview, because I was interviewing others for my team. All of that meant all of these experiences that I picked up from the business side of doing things, as well as understanding business from the perspective I had to make profits to be able to pay for my staff, all of that upskilled my understanding of how business worked, how management and leadership worked. Because going from being a technical or technology professional or engineering professional to becoming a manager is actually a career change. It's not just a logical step up. It's a complete change. You're going from doing technical work to going and managing people and resources and projects and ensuring that jobs are done. And then the next stage up from there is going into executive leadership, where you're doing strategy and thinking about the business holistically. Even though your role might be CTO, CIO, you have to think holistically every aspect of the business to be able to provide the utmost value to that business and to understand the customer experience, your internal team's experience, all of that, and put in solutions, technologies, all of that help these various stakeholders that you have to think about. So the thing about I can do it myself, yes, you can. No doubt about that. But it might take you the 7 years or more. In some cases, you might, get lucky, find the right books, right resources, right courses that you can do that gives you that quicker upskilling, which unfortunately in my case didn't happen, because at that stage I didn't understand a lot of things about the business aspects till I actually went into business, and I was reading so much, I was learning so much. I then got coaching for different areas of it and built my understanding. These coaches and mentors were able to show me the path that was the best path forward for the goals that I had. And in that process, I learned about coaching. Even though I did coach junior cricketers, which was for a sport, being able to coach team members came up when I was, leading my remote team. So I had to coach them, guide them, help them figure out how to get to the end results that we were after, all of that. And my whole mantra in life's been empowering other people. So which meant, again, coaching and teaching is something that I had to learn and get good at to be able to do the best I can, even in my technical roles, as well as then when I became manager and executive leader. Because for my way of looking at things is empower the people so that they can do it themselves. And that means we need to have ways to teach them, ways to coach them, ways to build their confidence that they can go out there and do what they need to do. Non-technical users be able to use the platforms and systems and everything that we put in place to get the outcomes that they're there in the organization to get the outcomes. So the I can do it myself attitude is great. It's probably gotten us where we are today, from being able to learn about various technologies, various systems and all that, and do our work as technical staff. But to get to the next level, having a coach or a mentor to guide you is beneficial. And if you can get a coach and a mentor, it's useful, because I've personally felt mentors are really there where you can kind of model what they're doing, because you like the way they approach leadership, management, all of that. A coach is there to kind of guide you and gain clarity of what you really want and what your strengths are and how you can utilize those strengths to lead from your core as a person. So there is a role for both, and I believe that you need to have mentors of some form in your network, people who have been in the position that you want to go into, or have been in that industry for that long that they have wisdom that they can pass on and say, hey, you could have handled this differently, sort of a thing. Whereas a coach is going to be working with you to go, hey, what do you really want? What are your strengths? What is the value that you bring into the organization? And then help you position that in the right manner so that you can utilize that to take the next best step for you in your career and its growth. And even when you are in management, you might have issues that you're dealing with, i.e., people not respecting you, people not paying attention to what you are asking them to do, and things like that. And those are things, again, a coach can work with you to get the clarity around how to deal with those sort of aspects and issues and get the outcomes that you're after. And a mentor can give you things that has worked for them that you can then try in your workplace as well. So you get different views and different kind of help and support from coaches and mentors. And you're probably thinking, hey, you've got a coaching program, so you're making this thing about coaching and mentoring. It doesn't have to be my coaching program. It doesn't have to be anyone specific. If you find someone who can coach you and guide you, go ahead and find that person and get that coaching. Be willing to invest in yourself. Be willing to let that ego down for a bit about that, oh, I can do it all myself, to going, yes, I can do it myself, but having guidance from someone who can see ahead of what I can see from where I am right now, is going to help me get the clarity of the steps that need to be taken to get to the goals that I'm after in a much quicker pace than I can do it all myself. That's pretty much it. A coach is there to guide you, to be a facilitator, to help you gain clarity and help you figure out what the best path for you is as an individual. And that's where there is. So if you are wanting that sort of support and help, I'll put a link below this video to coaching slots that are available, either in group coaching settings if you prefer that, or one-on-one coaching settings, which is not as many slots available, but it's still, there are certain situations in which you might feel like having a one-on-one session with a coach to help you get from where you are to where you want to go, and helping you gain that clarity of what needs to happen between them is beneficial. So the I can do it myself attitude is great in the terms of being able to figure things out. And it's probably gotten us to where we are in our careers and technical roles. But having someone who can coach you and mentor you, like if you have a mentor and a coach, you'll be able to get to the destination that you want to get to much quicker because they have perspective, they've been there, and they understand the horizon. They can see the horizon a lot more than where you can see from where you are right now. And over the last 4 seasons in my show, I've shared processes, thinking processes, tools, and everything that you can use to figure out your strengths, your weaknesses, and positioning yourself, and all of that. I've shared everything on the podcast. You can obviously use that to do it yourself. More than happy for you to. But if you need a bit of help, bit of guidance, bit of facilitation to help you figure out what the next step needs to be from your current situation to where you want to go, more than happy to help you there. I'd actually be honored to have that opportunity to help you there. It's something that I've loved doing with my staff previously, with friends, with colleagues, to help them figure out what they want to do next in their careers, in their technical careers, as well as some in non-technical careers, engineering and other areas. But in this show and in my coaching, I'm trying to focus on technology professionals because I've been a tech professional. I am an engineer by education, and I understand that area a lot more than other careers. And so I can not only just be a coach, but also in certain situations where you may want advice, I can at least suggest probabilities and potential options that you may not have seen from where you stand. So hopefully that helps you out. If you're interested in help, please click on the coaching link below and book a session. More than happy to, would love to help you there and help you gain the clarity that will help you get to your destination quicker. I wish you all the best in your journey as a tech professional, manager, and leader. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that you're notified of future episodes as they are released. I look forward to talking to you in a future episode.